DC FanDome. So the 12th is going to be a key month. If the air cut is announced, let's just say hypothetically, because they have to get everything out so everybody will know. They release that. That's going to be the movie that sets all tables, because that is the movie that sets up everything. So if everybody goes in sequence and they watch everything before Justice League comes out, before this comes out, you watch Man of Steel, BVS, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad. No, it's BVS, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, then Justice League. Because you got to remember, at the end of Wonder Woman, okay, they find that mother box that they didn't put in. They find the mother box. They find the one mother box. So all that stuff, people are going to have to watch all those in sequence, and then they will understand what's going on. So from there. So right here, we got Diana with the arrow, which we already know. Her mom shot the arrow. I wonder what the dialogue is going to be with that. But right here, this is highly, highly important. That I'm glad that Zach showed this shot.
But did she travel from Paris to Rome or wherever this is, like in the same outfit? Like, I'm pretty sure she was wearing that outfit.
We don't know where she was. That's a very good question, because we don't even know where it's at. We don't know if it's in Rome. We don't know where. We don't even know how she even. You know what I'm saying? So we'll find out. On what it is. That's an important scene to me, and I like the way he shot that. That's just fantastic. But with Diana, do y'all feel, you know what? I think a lot of us is underestimating Diana and her arc, or what's going to go on with Wonder Woman. I think a lot of people is really underestimating that and overlooking that. Because we don't know, because really she's the catalyst, because she knows everything. She knows what's going on. She knows what's about to happen. So my thing is that with her being in that tomb, do you think that she goes back to Themyscira? I want to know. Do y'all think that she goes back to Themyscira? Do we, I mean, that's my, I mean.
I'm pretty sure that tomb is under where this arrow is.
Yes.
That scene where she has the torch. I'm pretty sure
it's underneath. It's underneath.
So is that why they shot the arrow there? So that they could lead her to the tomb, or to that, like, crypt, so that she could look around and see, like, these are the people that's invading us? Because I'm pretty sure the arrow just means invasion in general. Not necessarily like in particular.
I think that's what Hippolyta actually sent the arrow to show her where it's at.
Yeah, and what's coming.
Because she probably knows, but don't know all of the history until she goes down there.
Yeah.
And then she finds out what's going on and what's the thing. And that's why I say, do y'all think that she go back to Themyscira to talk to Hippolyta? Do y'all think that she's going to go back to talk to her mom to find out some more stuff before she talks to Bruce? I want to hear y'all thoughts.
It would actually make sense, because really you could just look at, because really she could just look at a whole bunch of glyphs and sit and to see and to just see something, and that would be it. But I wouldn't actually put it out of its way for first Wonder Woman to see those glyphs, and then go ask her mom, what is I went to the arrow and saw these glyphs, but I can't understand quite all of them. So really, I think that she would actually go back to Themyscira to get all the details.
Yeah, that's why.
Can she go back to Themyscira? I thought for some reason, I haven't seen Wonder Woman like a million times. I've only seen it like once or twice. But I thought, I was under the impression that she couldn't go back to Themyscira once she left.
I think that's a good question. I think that's a good question. That's a very, very good question. And maybe with that, with her mom, that's what I'm saying, because Hippolyta, you know what? Maybe she can go back, because you got to remember, this happens after Steppenwolf goes to Themyscira to get the mother box.
Yeah.
So to alert her, maybe at this time, that's negated.
Yeah.
Diana has to go back to find out what's going on. You know what I mean? Because she finds out. Now, my question would be, is that because she sees the arrow and everything on fire on television? That's the only way that she found out. She didn't get a message from no Themyscirian or anything like that. She just saw it on TV. So we're going to find out, that's the big question, because like I say, Diana is going to have a major part in it. You got anything you want to say on it, Steve, or no?
Well, to me, like the whole history lesson always mirrored Lord of the Rings, right? Now, if we look at that, Diana to me looks like the Gandalf character in the sense that she knows the history. She knows what's going on. And having an arc, I would say Diana, she fully accepts this responsibility of like, I'm the oldest, I'm the strongest, and I know the most knowledge of everything. Okay, I gotta lead this with Bruce. Bruce is initiating of gathering these guys together, but Diana's the one who's really, it's like, this is in a sense you gotta have almost like her team in a way. So I think like Bruce is, how do I put this? Diana is kind of like LeBron in a sense. Right? You gotta, she's the most powerful, right? Like, let's look at it. But you got Bruce almost like in the AD role, and is that okay? Let me get the group together and everything. And let me I know I can come in the clutch. But Diana is like, and also if you look at Lord of the Rings, what was Gandalf's role in that, right? You got Aragorn, you got thing, but Gandalf was the strongest, was the wisest, and also like an arc, as I mentioned, this makes Diana say, okay, let me be Wonder Woman again. Like that, I just made a cameo to save these two guys, but let me come back to the world again as Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Helder, what do you think? Right?
I honestly don't think that Diana goes back to Themyscira. I think that this arrow is shot purposefully on Greece because the temple that tells the story of Uxas is there, or I mean the history lesson Diana learns that on Greece. So I think that it's that.
Okay. No doubt. I will say, it's all of it. I mean, everybody got we all got actually good ideas. I think a lot of it is really going to come into fruition on that, because like I said, a lot of people are really overlooking Diana at this particular time and moment. And I think that she's going to have, I think her role is going to be so pivotal as a whole, just with that. So let's go ahead and go to the next part and what we see. We already know what this is. This is Bruce looking at a hologram of Superman. We already know that.
Yep.
Yeah, we already know that. Now, it's kind of crazy that a lot of people think it's Supergirl and it's not.
Projected by Cyborg.
Supergirl. Yeah, a lot of people still thinking it's Supergirl and it's not. It's Superman. You're looking at a hologram. I think that you're looking at it because of his guilt, or thinking he's probably thinking on a way on how we can resurrect him, or how can you resurrect him, or how can you bring him back to life? Maybe this is after Cyborg tells him what's embodied in him, because he senses the codex. So we do know that, and maybe that's what that scene is.
I actually don't think he's alone there.
You said what?
I don't think he's alone there. I could be wrong. I think they've shown the shot so many times and it's just him. But I would imagine that's Cyborg making that hologram.
I didn't even think of that.
And that's during that scene when they're all talking around.
I didn't even think of that.
I'm assuming that's what that is.
Wow, man, Chris. Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, man, I didn't even think of that. You know what? That is it.
Yep,
that's it. Yeah, that's Cyborg doing the hologram. Yup. Damn, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, that's what I would imagine. I was like, I don't know if he's by himself. I mean, he might be. I could be so wrong, and he might be by himself. But I would imagine that's that scene where they're really all discussing something. The theatrical cut was how to bring him back, but who knows what it really is that they're discussing. in the Snyder cut. So I think that's part of that scene. I would imagine.
Because
Whoa,
Cyborg's hologram sensor comes from here, and that's
Yeah.
red,
Yeah.
right? And if we
And-
look at the
and-
legs, there's still a red hue over it.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I know that in because he doesn't. Oh no, he does have red boots. But I know that in like Ascendant Ancient, they released those like leaked scenes, and I know that one of them was where Cyborg is like hologramming this like world where
Yeah.
humans dug up the mother box, and he's showing and he puts himself into that world, and so like all of that could be connected to this one big pivotal scene. I'm not entirely sure.
man, you just opened up Pandora's box with that, man. I didn't even think that. Man, that overlooked me like a mug, man. I didn't even think that. Whoa. See,
Yeah.
like I said, when minds come together, man, it
Figuring it out.
good, good. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. Damn, I didn't even think of that. Now, this is what I want to tell everybody.
Okay.
And when we was going back to this is the thing. This is the thing. I said in my review that people overlook this scene. This is a realistic scene. This is not like when you go to Aquaman and you see all that fake stuff on the water. No.
Yeah.
This is real life. You got to understand what it's like for him to be king of the depths. Okay? He's diving in that shit. He's about to dive in that. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people need that's a beautiful ass shot, man.
Beautiful.
People don't even look at that. But this is where I say with Aquaman, with Arthur, because we all know that even Joseph Momoa, and we already know was that Aquaman goes right after Justice League. It ties straight in right after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I say, even when looking at this, hopefully there's in this scene too with this. Okay, now that's the thing. We'll get to it in a minute. I'll go back to it. I'm going to get to the real part with that because I want to get to. Here we go.
I've accepted that I'll never look as good as Jason Momoa at my worst. You know, like I'm at my best, I will never look as good as him at his worst. Like, he's such a good-looking dude. I hate him. Why is he that awesome?
Damn nut right now, but something wrong with it. Give it a second. There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, because
We'll get back to the other stuff. As y'all see this scene, since we're on Aquaman, because I want to just talk to it, we can skip by it. But this right here, this is why I say this is the introduction of Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
Because they put this scene in Aquaman because he was offered the trident and his armor, but he turns it down because he doesn't even want the mantle. He doesn't even want to deal with it. The only reason why he even comes and even offers his help is because of what happened to Atlantis.
Mm.
And Mira and Volko actually go to him. You see what I'm saying? What happened to Atlantis, I think what actually happened is that this is where Volko and Mira ask him to join the fight on what actually happened in Atlantis.
Yeah.
He turns it down. What's your theory on it?
Well, the first time.
Huh?
The first time, because apparently they ask him again at the end of Justice League what they shot in Iceland, and he's like in a nice coat or whatever and stuff, and he apparently tells them, "No, I'm not going to do that. I got to go see my dad," and that it directly connects to Aquaman when he like comes up from that dock and he hugs his dad. Apparently, that's like the same day.
Yeah,
like they literally happen simultaneously, and so this is the first time he turns it down. I think he turns it down again at the end. And he's like, nah, I did what I needed to like beat Steppenwolf, but I'm done.
Yep, like the lyrics and the trailer song said, this is why I say that this was really the perfect song choice. They're like right when it shows Aquaman for the first time, it says the baffled king, meaning that he is the king that is yet to be, but he still turns it down the calling.
Okay. Good catch, Jeff. Good catch.
Good catch. I'm a huge music guy.
I mean, it's so much stuff with Arthur Curry. That's why I say, man, with everybody's backstory, and I think this is going to be a little bit better flushed out with Aquaman as a whole. I think that
I want that
With
crab's backstory.
You say what?
I want that crab's backstory. Why is that crab just there, like chilling? The big crab.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
A giant crab on the corner.
It's like that, and I like the and this. To me personally, I like. Don't get me wrong, Aquaman was tight on the way that they did it, but the air bubble was tight. I like the air bubble.
Yeah,
I like that. I really like the air bubble to the T. You know, and some people won't think it, but you have to really think of. Let's see. What's the thing I'm trying to think? Oh, if you're underwater, even with them, see, they can see. But the way we saw it in the movie, it was like you just regularly on surface. It's not like that. When you're underwater, you can't see shit. You can't see nothing. And on top of that, you're not going to be able to talk. You want to know why? That. You're not going to be able to talk underwater like that. The concept of physics and things being realistic. That's why I say with the air bubble, that's why I like it when you think about it. A lot of people think about it like that. Go ahead.
And Zach even said exactly what you just said. That's the reason why I wanted to do the air bubble. That's why I wanted to do it the air bubble way, because if you really do try to talk in underwater, you're just gonna be swallowing water. That's it.
Clicks and clicks.
Yeah, pretty much. You're going to be swallowing water, and you're not going to be able to talk. And people don't really understand the depths of what's down there. That's just like, I really want people to really look at a shot. If you really want to know what it looks like underwater, go back to BBS and check out the part with Aquaman when they find him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like underwater, but for real. If you really want to know, and he's king of that shit. He's king of that shit. Think about it. Just imagine. Okay, put in your brain. This is why I say people don't be thinking with their brain and realistic. Yes, Aquaman was tight and everything that's under there, but they made it from a comic standpoint. Think about it from it being realistically and seeing that in a real mindset. Imagine a kraken underwater coming at you. Like, think about that. A kraken or the trench.
Man, they even did it realistically in realistic physics underwater in Phantom Menace. You know? Think about it. Gungans, like all their inhabitants and everything, it's all in an enclosed space. There's no water coming in. When they're going through the tunnel, it's dark, and then suddenly, oh my god, this huge sea creature comes and tries to bite them. Right?
Yeah.
You find realer. Think about you find realer underwater physics in the Phantom Menace as opposed to Aquaman. Think about that.
Yeah, and people don't even looking like that. And I said, and I tell people this. I understand they're going by the comics. I'm not taking that away. But when you're in a real life setting, that's not gonna happen. That's not happening if it's in a real world setting. So we're going to see how it's really handled, and I really want to see authors with the author's arc, and I really want to see more Mira as well, because I think Mira has a very big role as well.
And this scene is actually different because you can actually see that she doesn't have that wound on her head. So this is a completely different scene.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, and she's submerged right there. She's not in the air bubble.
Right.
So he walked out of the air bubble and she's not. And so, but in this shot, she's in like underwater. So it's obviously a different scene. Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is it's crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the.
Well, I'd like to add a point about the Aquaman scene. Yes, it's about the Hallelujah song. In that part, it says, "I told you the truth. I'm not trying to fool you." So
yes,
how it applies to the scene with Aquaman and Mira is that let's forget the theatrical cut sheet. I think this scene in the scene is that Aquaman doesn't trust Atlantis. because he thinks his mother is dead. Then he doesn't believe Mira because he doesn't even know her.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I said within this and this movie we're going to find, because this was supposed to be the real introduction. We don't even know if his mama is still. You know what? His mama.
Let's not go there yet.
We ain't gonna go there yet because we don't even know yet how it's going to be handled. Because like we don't even know if his mom is even alive. She could be dead. We don't know. No, she's not dead, but Aquaman movie to mess it up. So my thing is, hey, we'll find out. And like I say, more with this scene with Cyborg. Back to what I said, his mama cheering him on. Like I say, with Cyborg, we already know. Let's go ahead and go to this next scene. The black suit. Now, do everybody think this is going to be a second First Flight scene again?
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a cut. I think it's going to be a cut because this is actually something that a lot of people need to pay attention to. It's like I'm just looking around the ship as a whole as it is right now, and it looks like he's entering another room of the ship.
Hey, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it does.
Jeff coming out with the actuals. So, that is, you know what? That's right, because it is dark. He's not even going outside. Yeah. It looks like he's to another room. So yeah, that makes
which ship is this though?
That's a Kryptonian ship.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, what ship is this?
Because would the original Kryptonian ship have the black suit, like battle?
Because when he resurrected, it's it shows it because they even said that the ship is alive. Because when they transport his body in the coffin, the ship acknowledges him being there.
Yep, and just like in that post that really showed the Flash pushing his coffin. You see, in the caption, Zach said something along the lines of the ship senses him or something like that.
Yep.
So yeah, the ship is alive in some way.
Yeah, because they have to go. If people don't know, the Star Labs is connected to the ship.
Yeah,
they got to actually go through Star Labs before they actually get to the ship.
Yeah.
So that's the key thing. So that's why. You remember the scene when they traveling them through the ship and Cyborg looks back? You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that scene. I got it on my computer, but I gotta pull it up. This scene right here, I think, and this is what I like. A lot of people didn't pay attention. She saves the kids in that scene when she with the kids.
Yep.
And I like this scene because it shows this is, I would say this, for all the ladies that's going to be watching this is a very, very good scene for all the young ladies and the ladies, because this is where she's embracing that she's out back in the world now. You're actually seeing Wonder Woman showing that love. And the reason why we know is that first scene, look at the back. It's that big ass hole in the wall from that box. So
it actually blows up.
Yeah.
It really blows up. Not in the air. It doesn't blow up in the air.
But we don't know how it carries out, because all we know from what they cut out, she jumps through, takes the box and throws it up in the air. There's another bomb that blows up on the outside that she didn't get. Then they put that generic scene with him shooting the gun, holding up, and then she just drops down and start blocking all the bullets. And then they're gonna say some stupid line talking about, who are you? I'm a believer. What?
Yeah, that was
who says that? I'm like, what? So yeah, but that scene right here, I like that. This scene, simple fact.
And then the theories come in that the girl that Wonder Woman is smiling at is Donna for some reason. I don't know how they immediately connected to that.
A lot of people think it's Donna Troy. It's not Donna Troy because she can't lead them mascara.
No.
I actually have a question about this scene.
I,
In the theatrical cut, it was in the very beginning of the movie.
Yep.
It was like, oh, okay, you know what? Like Wonder Woman saves the kids or whatever, and then like that. It's just kind of honestly in the theatrical cut, it's just like, oh, it's showing what she's been up to since Superman died.
Yeah.
Like, like this is what she's been up to, doing her thing or whatever. But I'm almost wondering if she technically is still like in the shadows, like what makes her come back, as we were discussing before with the Arrow, is the fact that this invasion is happening. Does this actually happen at the end of the movie?
It's a possibility.
Oh wow, that would really sell it home. Really,
and like she's like out of the shadows, and to the point where she's literally going down to this little girl and reassuring her, like, "Hey, everything's okay, and I'm here. Like, I'm really here. I'm not, like in the dark or this or that or." It's a possibility. I could be super wrong. It may be in the beginning.
What you're saying, and I like that a lot because that's gonna hit home with a lot of girls.
It could also mean that okay, Superman was basically the savior, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe to Diana, it's like, okay, someone's got to fill these shoes because there's a lot of evil in the world.
Yeah.
And now she can do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it could also mean maybe she's taking that role. So
yeah.
That too. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and go to the next thing. And there's so much stuff just in this trailer alone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff.
I don't recall that little girl there. I don't recall any person of color in the museum scene in the theatrical cut. It was all white people.
That little girl was in the theatrical cut. She totally was. I know because I made like a fan edit of the theatrical cut, and so I watched that scene like a million times to like re-edit it. And the girl was definitely in that scene. She's like for a second, but she's in it.
And maybe they color graded her.
Good thing you answered that because I didn't see her. If I saw, I don't remember.
There is one shot that's in like the Heroes trailer. It's like on the side of her, and she kind of like almost closes her eyes, like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to die." That's not in the theatrical.
Her. Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah. Now, okay, I got you. Now we're gonna go to this scene. We already know it's Barry saving Iris, so we already know. For the ones that don't know, this is our Iris West, and yes, she will be in the Flash movie because they were stupid to recast her because she's gonna have a nice role in this movie with Barry. Because the way she's looking at him, like, "Ooh, I'm gonna fuck him." That's what she looking like. So, but yeah, that is the so people that don't know. Now, this is what we're going to draw our brain because pretty much with this relatively easy.
And there's a really cool detail with the shoes being off because in real life, if you're super fast and running at lightning speed, you're definitely gonna burn or something's gonna happen to your shoes where your feet is gonna be bare.
I want to find out how to wear his shoes come off. Did they just fall off or he kick them off?
I think they burn off.
Because there's an Irish right there falling out the car. What the hell is she?
I think they burn off because in the previs, his feet shift. Yeah. And like you see the ground kind of breaking, but he doesn't have shoes on. I'm assuming the shoes were going to be added in post, and that they like kind of burn off of his feet.
Or maybe Barry is at that moment in time is trying to buy new shoes. Okay, let me try some shoes. Let's see what.
Right,
it could be the simplest answer is that.
Yeah, it could be a shoe store right there.
Yeah,
you never know. That's true.
Yeah, you never know.
It's like,
in a store. I don't think in a shoe store, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we gotta find out.
So is that jacket that he's wearing? Is it a different jacket from the scene that he meets Bruce in? I can't tell.
No, I think it's probably after he saves her or whatever like that. But I'm gonna tell you this though, at least we're officially now are going to see Central City.
Yep.
Yeah.
For
You're
the first
officially
time.
now going to see Central City. So I mean,
Yeah.
hey, so and like I say, a lot of people don't even know this stuff. This is man, oh my god, man. This stuff is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
So we see Iris here. Let's go ahead and go to the next. Now everybody is tripping me out on this scene. You know what? Because oh my god, people are tripping me out on this scene. People are saying that he's digging up Superman's grave. No, he's not.
Nah.
But at this point, I think a lot of people are going to relate to this, and I think a lot of people are probably going to agree. This scene right here is when he realized that he ain't human no more. It's just like Spawn when Al Simmons found out that he finally officially knew that he was dead, and he went to go find his body.
Right.
His body, his mama, his dad, and himself is buried in that cemetery. He goes there to really, really find out what's going on, and he sees it, and it pisses him off, and he's probably going to be digging in those graves to really, really find out what's going on with him, because he doesn't believe what's actually going on. This is going to probably be at the beginning when he finally gets his cybernetics. When he because you got to remember, well, Saul is not dead yet. He ain't dead yet, but his mama and him is, because remember they get in a car accident.
Yep.
With them getting in the car accident, he doesn't know that he's still alive yet, and that's him in his mama's grave, and he's upset of what's actually going on. Do y'all agree with that theory too, or do y'all think it's something else?
It could be he's also maybe digging up his own grave, right? Because you got to put a body, you got to put something like Superman. Like
that's what I was saying. Like the Al Simmons thing, like with Spawn, because that's what he did. He dug up his own grave because he didn't believe that he was dead. And then when he finally saw his corpse, he was like, and this is when he found that out. And I'm thinking that's the same thing that's going on here. So that
makes the most sense.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen in that statue. If y'all look at the statue, oh my God, that's raw. I mean, the scene alone is that's going to be an emotional scene. Yeah. That's going to be a very, very emotional scene.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an emotional scene, and I like that. Well, we already know about this. This is the real Batman. So it's so crazy. Oh my God. For the ones that don't know, you know the reason why they cut this scene out? I want y'all to tell me. I ain't gotta say it.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Yo, pick it up. Zach has said it numerous of times on other shit, and it ties into it.
What did they cut it?
Because Bruce is supposed to die. That's a foreshadowing with the skull, or
I think I know what it is now.
I think I know because of the skull.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think it's because what he's standing on is the Grim Reaper, and in a sense, the Batman in this time is kind of like the Grim Reaper coming for the torturous souls in a way.
Yeah, and this is on. If y'all look at it, when y'all go close, look at it. I'm gonna show you where it's at.
It's the GCPD, right?
Yep. Is that? Yep.
Oh.
Yep. It's right on top. And we see Commissioner Gordon.
Yep. And they really
shines the light, and this is where he goes to go see Commissioner Gordon. This is on the Gotham City PD building. That gargoyle, which is the Grim Reaper.
I'm surprised there's not like a tarp in front of it covering him, No,
why did they do that?
Too scary. It's so crazy on what they deem was actually scary and is not. And there's more people. If you really, really watch people, ain't nobody scared of that. What they gonna be scared of? More than likely, people like that is awesome. Do you know how sweet that scene is? That is Batman right there in his full entire. That is a Batman scene.
like as Jeffrey said, my man Jeffrey, like that's the Grim Reaper. Batman said so Bruce knows that he's always death is coming. He knows what's happening. So he's gotta do stuff to make sure, like his one last act as Batman, his redeeming act is, he knows that the end is there for him. So at least let me do something good before I bite it.
Well, actually, if you really think about it, he's standing atop of the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
It's almost as if he's saying, like, no, I've defeated death many times. Like, death ain't got nothing on me. 20 years in Gotham, how many good guys are left? How many stay there? You know, like, I've gone through it all, man. You know, like.
But there is a message of death with Bruce, like, in
for
it.
sure.
Yes. Now
But
this
Zack doesn't shoot shit for no
A lot
reason.
of people got their own theories on this. I got my theory, but this is a
Martha.
lovely scene, which I like. What's y'all theories on this scene?
Martha Manhunter.
The obvious one.
You go with the Manhunter scene?
Yeah.
That's a theory of mine, but listen to my theory on what I said. This is where Lois is dreaming when she's in the bed and she's thinking about Clark. Because remember, she's in the bed and she's thinking about him, and in the house, she's looking at the pictures. So I guess hypothetically, my kin so happened to stop by the house. You want to know how I know that? Look at her clothes.
It's her night clothes.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Is it?
Look at her clothes.
Oh.
That scene where she's in the bed, she's still in her night clothes.
Yeah.
Then she goes into the kitchen and all that, and that's the scene where she comes. Now, this could be, like y'all said, General Swanwick coming to see her as my king and be the Martian Manhunter. That could be all in one.
Yeah.
Because the Martian
Actually, now that I think about it, you're actually kind of right. Because looking at the background, like if you actually go to the Justice League's Facebook page, I actually did see a shot of the scene that has the Martian Manhunter, and it looks like the wood of the walls is actually very brownish.
Yep.
And this does not look very brownish or pubbish, really.
But then people, you gotta realize this too. There's two scenes with Ma Kent and Lois. This is at her apartment. The other one is on the Kent farm. Because remember, they took the Kent farm out. The Kent farm scene is probably after they see Cal, after Clark is resurrected.
Yeah.
Okay, and they have that conversation on where do we go from here? What is
like
going
sitting down having coffee? That one you're talking about?
You say what?
Is sitting down having coffee, like the window lighting?
Having coffee.
Okay, I know.
And whatever in that scene, they took that out and replaced it with that dumb ass scene at the Daily Planet. Why? I don't know. When you look at that scene, it's just like, what?
The Daily Planet scene. I honestly forgot.
Yeah, trust me, it's so much.
Oh yeah, that Daily Planet scene. Yeah,
the thirsty scene.
We just covered this. And we already know about Uxis. We already know about this scene. This is going to be a little bit more laid out.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to the side. And this is what I was talking about. Look there in the back, gentlemen. You see that?
Yeah. And for some reason, people thought this was Steppenwolf in the Hood.
I'm like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, because I actually thought, I saw like a few reaction videos. People are like saying, "Okay, that's the new Steppenwolf design," and I'm like, "What?" Like that? Like, there's no way those horns can fit into that hood.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was a what do you call it? Somebody made a point, and they said that they think that the studio just took Dassad's face, kind of made it a little bit less scary, and that's what they used for the new design of Steppenwolf in the theatrical cut.
Yeah, because
you can kind of tell.
All the thing with pre-production was already there. So when they did the reshoots, everything was already there. So all they did was reconstruct.
And there was, and something else that they had pointed out was that in the history lesson scene, there's these like entities that surround Steppenwolf, and they're like the ones with the mother boxes. Well, they were essentially saying that they just got Dassad's like model and they cloned it, and that's what all of those things were that were surrounding Steppenwolf in the theatrical cuts version of the history lesson. That it's essentially Dassad. It's just they repurposed him and his look, and they just used him as like this like entity like that is replicated over and over or whatever. And I was like,
we definitely use Uxor's body model as Steppenwolf
for
in that
Steppenwolf,
history line.
yeah.
So all these are layers, right? So anyone who works in Photoshop or anything, like, no, you just easily take a layer, and if you just take a character model and just
you swap it out.
Things, as long as you have the skeleton model set, you can do whatever you want. Just take here, and voila, there you go. And
as long as the action rigging is the same, you just replace the model.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we know that. And now this scene right here, I want everybody to pay to a lot of details. Helder, we're gonna start with you. What is it that you see in here, and you give me your theory on this scene? Now, this scene right here, we're gonna have a very, very good discussion on this one, because this scene right here is the one that a lot of people have a lot of theories, because this scene right here is going to be huge. Helder, I want to know, what is your theory on this scene? What are some of the observations that you see?
Well, this is the part where the song says things go wrong. So it's really where things start to go wrong for the Justice League, where Silas sacrificed himself to stop Steppenwolf, and it's for nothing. He takes the mother box anyway.
And your theory is with the sacrifice. That is a very, very good one right there. Yeah, I think a lot of us is going to say the same thing. Silas sacrifice himself. From this scene, Jeff, what is it that you see? We want to keep it brief.
Yeah. So this is something that I see where of course you have the Flash being behind him. Now this could go either two ways, with the Flash being behind Cyborg. It could mean someone told him to go to this is Star Labs. This is pretty much confirmation at this point. So either this is where Barry tries to catch up to Cyborg to try to help him get the mother box from Steppenwolf, and he's too late, or he tries to fight Steppenwolf with Cyborg, and it just doesn't work out. And we see, and all we do know, which is from Cyborg's actions in the scene, you can see him limping, and of course you can, and you really need to pay attention to this. You see a tear. So obviously this is after the sacrifice that you said that Silas did, so I'm thinking they had a battle, and Silas knew that his son was losing. So I think the reason why he sacrificed himself was really to try to stop the pain by destroying the mother box.
That's a good theory. What about you? What? That's a very, very good theory. What about you, Chris?
I think it's a pretty straightforward scene. I think he's like pretty pained over the fact that his father probably just died in front of him. I think that's where this scene placement is. I mean, who knows? Zach is he's pretty tricky in the way he edits his scenes in trailers. So it may be somewhere else, but I'm pretty positive that it's in that sequence. What I do think, though, is that this is the end of Victor Stone. I say that because his mother died, which, it was in the accident. And then he feels like he lost himself to this, body, this this Apocalyptian armor, that he has on, and this other world that is inside of his head, this other language and everything. Like he's like, man, I've lost my mom, I've lost myself, and the only thing that was tying him down to his actual home, his life, was his father. Regardless if he was a piece of crap or not, he was still his father, and he's lost that only thing. That it was like he was tethered still to the earth, to his previous life through his father, and his father died. And now he's like, that's it. I've lost everything. I'm not Victor anymore. I'm gone now. And he's like, this is like the moment where Cyborg becomes Cyborg, but it's not in like a heroic way. It's in a pained way, you know? And that's what sucks, because that's the story of Cyborg. Cyborg's a hero because of the pain that he's gone through. Cyborg's a hero because of, you know, the circumstances around him. He didn't choose this. It was more of a curse, but he deals with it, and he understands the duty that he now has. And I think that this is that moment. This is that moment where Victor ends and Cyborg starts, you know?
What about you, Steve?
Pretty much the same sentiments here, and I find it interesting that Flash is not moving, so it has to be after Silas's death or something.
Yeah.
But I think, like, also continuing with this, Zach did post a picture of Batman coming in to confront Steppenwolf, because you see Steppenwolf holding the mother box like this, so maybe that this could lead into like Batman emerging and seeing Steppenwolf. But everything you guys have said, I agree. Like, it all has to do with loss and also being controlled by Cyborg, being controlled. But I find it interesting, like, Flash is not doing anything, just standing there.
He's in shock, maybe.
Yeah.
That could be it. I got another thing that a lot of people didn't observe, and I want y'all to see. Excuse me. It is a battle. But what I'm thinking is, with this scene, before we get to the scene before Silas gets disintegrated, maybe once he saw the disintegration, they got in a fight. Once they got in the fight, that wall, that dent back there, he threw Cyborg back there because he had the mother box. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if y'all didn't realize this, look in the back in that corner. Somebody got splatted. Look on that red back there. On the corner of the wall. Not on the left. Look on the back. Somebody got splatted.
Yeah.
So
I'm
what?
interested on what that is. Somebody got obliterated. Somebody got splatted. There's a lot of blood back there.
Could be the janitor.
Maybe it was Chang, the person who becomes Adam.
I don't know if it's the Adam. I don't know.
Like, I was just
no, think of him.
That idea is out there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so I think, and then on this part with him being decrepit and stuff like that, maybe he is pissed off. But what if the mother box is taking control of him? And he's trying to fight back, and he can't.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
maybe that's a theory too. Yeah, and Flash ain't moving, so we gonna find out.
Because there are those pictures where Steppenwolf, he holds the box like this, and he's there.
Yeah.
He has to be, and there's another shot with Steppenwolf there, so he must be controlling something.
Yeah. Just the scene, like I say, this is Resurrection of Superman, so we already know that. And then we already know that Lois is going to see him in the Yonder. We know that. Because this scene right here is where she's actually coming out the coffee shop. We just don't know which part. Now, Zach did say his resurrection starts at the beginning of the shit.
Yep.
We just don't know when.
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. We just don't know when. But we do know she's looking up there at him. We do know that.
Yeah.
Now, this right here is where it gets interesting. This is the cyborg scene. So there's a dude right there. That could be Choi pressing that button.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
That could be Choi pressing that button, because it ain't Silas and it ain't Cyborg. That could be Choi. That could be him pressing the button. And we see this with the mother box. Now we don't know. Let me see.
I definitely did see a lab coat in the wall's reflection. Like, if you go forward, actually, you can actually see kind of a reflection there.
You do?
Where?
Yeah. No, keep going. You keep going forward. I'll tell you where to stop. Right where the wall.
Oh, I see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see.
It's right here.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that could be Silas just standing there too.
No.
But Silas isn't in a lab coat.
But you see a lab coat like hanging.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Now this is Silas in here, and he about to get disintegrated.
Wait. Yeah, that person in the lab coat can't be. Yeah, that couldn't be Silas because you can see that his clothes are actually a gray
Yeah.
and not a white.
Now, if y'all didn't notice that, y'all see
Yeah.
Steppenwolf in the background,
Oh,
right?
my.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he could be trying to actually. Now with this right here, I think this is actually I think I actually came up with a cool theory this time. I
I want
think
to get y'all theories on this, on how this goes. That's why I said this scene is pivotal because this guy's a lot of stuff in it.
Yep.
Because we know Diana show
Yeah.
up. We do know Diana show up. My question is that it's after Silas's death, but why is Silas in that compartment? Did Steppenwolf because we don't know.
Yeah, that's actually a very good question.
Well, I'm
Why
just
is
wondering
Silas in that compartment?
where does this scene? When does this scene take place within the big picture? Because obviously there's a tunnel scene, and in the tunnel scene they rescue people who were taken from Star Labs.
That's right.
No.
And so was Silas actually there in that tunnel, or was he not? Because that might have been a Whedon reshoot. The whole like exchange between Silas and Steppenwolf, where he's like, "I'll die before I tell you," and he's like, "One that doesn't whine," or whatever. Like that whole exchange in the theatrical cut, quite possibly could be reshot. Because I know that the guy, the janitor who gets picked up or whatever, that was a reshoot. The whole ordeal between him and Silas before, where he's like, "I'm sorry that your son died," or whatever. Like, he was a good kid. That was a reshoot because the tag on his shirt literally says a different name altogether. Like they didn't even put thought into the production.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
yeah, when they reshot it, they just gave him a random Star Labs tag, legitimately. So it's clearly a reshoot. So I'm wondering if the tunnel stuff, where Steppenwolf is interrogating everybody and killing them one at a time, is that a reshoot? And if so, does that mean that Silas was actually never in the tunnel sequence?
That's a very, very big. Oh, yeah.
Because he may have been the one that stayed behind, and he's trying to destroy the mother box because he knows where it is. Whereas Steppenwolf took everybody else and is like, "Where's the freaking mother box?" You know, and like they figure it out and they try to get there before him, and there's a big chase and fight that ensues. I don't know. I'm trying to put the pieces together in my head, honestly, but that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Your theory makes a lot of your theory makes a whole lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. That makes a hell of a lot of sense because if you know what, I gotta go. You know what? Oh man, ooh, man, we gonna
because I'm just wondering where the context of this scene is.
Yeah, we about to have a treat. Now we do know what's going on with this. Now, if y'all know, this wasn't in the theatrical cut where Hippolyta busting through the dang women to get it. They took that out. Why? I don't know.
So if they took that out and that's how she enters that scene, that whole moment where they talk before the mother box actually like explodes or whatever and the boom tube opens up, was that all reshot?
That was reshot.
No,
it had
reshot.
It had to have been. Man.
That's why this is a completely different movie.
Even stuff that I thought wasn't reshot. Like I was like, you know what? Zack Snyder definitely did all of the Amazon stuff. That whole sequence where Steppenwolf comes in. I know he shot all that. I mean, clearly it's here, right? But I didn't even know, like, man, within that scene, there was reshoots.
Yeah, that actually questions the whole action scene. Like, if that was a whole reshoot, I'm gotta be honest. I gotta give props for Joss Whedon for that scene. Like if that's a whole, like if that whole action scene was Joss, I gotta give him props for that at least.
I don't think the action scene was him. I think that was still Zach. I think that the moments before the action begins is Joss. But it's actually like that's if that's a reshoot, which I'm assuming it is. That's one of the only like flawless reshoots that were in, because all the other reshoots were pretty noticeable. Like they were pretty bad. Ben looked completely different. Lois's wig looked different. Like it was really bad. But this one, I didn't know that it was reshot until you see her enter, and I'm like, oh well, if that's how she comes into the picture, obviously
she comes in, and then when she enters out, for what we know is that the ladies, they do hold up that pillar.
Yeah.
Okay. But what was told was that they took out the scene with the other Amazons fighting Steppenwolf with inside the temple.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't go straight after Hippolyta gets out. Okay.
Yeah,
does some more stuff while he's in the temple. So while he's still in the temple, he gets out, and then that's when they chase him. That part is all reshot.
Yeah, because I thought so, because it kind of seemed kind of quickly how really everyone else is trying very hard, but then the Amazons in the temple went out with a one swing. Like that's how it felt to me.
Yep. And of course we see Steppenwolf. That looks fantastic.
It is full glory.
Yeah, and this whole with that I'm still tripping. They thinking that this stuff was too scary.
Yeah.
You know how intimidating that look?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Awesome.
That is hard, man. It's like
who wouldn't want to buy this toy, right? Think of how many kids wouldn't want to buy this toy?
Yeah, like
a lot.
It would hurt them when they grabbed it. That's why they didn't want to do it. They were going to get a lot of cuts and scrapes on kids' hands.
Man,
the spiky guy.
Just to put a button on the back, because he retracted the.
Yo, that's wicked. That's
Yep.
wicked. That's a cool function. Press the button on the back, spikes come up. That's
pretty cool.
That's stellar.
well, we know when this happened. This at the end. Now it was fully done because they fully did it. Because when he showed it the first time, he didn't have all the stuff there. It was done, but it wasn't fully done. So now it's fully done.
Yeah,
awesome.
And I love it. It looks like a alien beehive in the
Yep,
right?
it's fantastic. But you also see, it's fantastic. And then we're gonna get to this part. We know this is Flash.
Yeah,
that's Flash. That's in the tunnel scene when he's saving all those people.
Now, is that Silas there with the tie?
Is that Silas?
That is Silas.
It is Silas.
Yeah.
So he's in that scene.
Okay, so he in it.
Yeah, he's in it.
So how does he end up in Star Labs?
So it could be that they saved the Justice League saved them. Then was it Steppenwolf went to Star Labs because he's got to retrieve the box.
Yeah.
You know what?
So it could be in that.
Probably what happened was that it's probably something else on how he found out. And like you said, they came, they saved him. They probably knew that he was about to go to Star Labs, and then they went to Star Labs.
Yeah.
Because that's the only reason why. So Flash did get everybody out. We do know that. Let me see. We're gonna get this is great right here with the Batmobile. Like this, it's just running over damn parademons. You know what? This the thing. I'm glad now because they made the actual Batmobile. Oh my God, man! It seemed like the Batmobile wasn't even doing anything.
Right.
Yeah. You ain't gonna destroy the Batmobile that easy like that. I mean, it's just not gonna happen. I mean, you're not gonna destroy the Batmobile that easy, just that quick. You know what I mean?
And just like in one of the bureau posts, like it showed Zach showed the Batmobile, and the caption said, upgrades Master Wayne. So really, like, he upgraded so obviously, like, if he didn't upgrade it at the beginning of Justice League, he upgraded it, like, after his first encounter with the parademons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's my theory. I'm thinking about that too. It's like it's crazy all the stuff that they took out. And people, if y'all got this far, you have to remember Fabian Wagner has already confirmed that they took out 95% of Zach's footage. 95%. They reshot 95% of his shit.
So that's like at least 30 minutes of it. That's like at least an hour,
An hour and a half of his stuff. So if you go about 5%, what they only said, they only put like 10 to maybe 15 minutes of his stuff in the movie. That's it. Of the theatrical. Yeah. Everything else was reshoots.
My God, they reshot.
So yeah, that's how you know. That's why I said with everybody, they reshot Diana scenes. They reshot all Ben Affleck scenes because that wasn't Batman at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that was. And
he was like shifting. He was like shifting weights in between shots.
Yeah, because that didn't even look like him. Of course, Ezra Miller. They reshot all his scenes
and cut his entire arc.
Yeah, just like completely reshot everything. Yeah. And I like this. I like this right here, and I like it now that it's dark in the way it's supposed to be. Not all that red crap. This scene right here.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Now is this that super punch that is? Now is this those closing moments like where he? Now this is now. Yeah, this scene right here is just so amazing. Just to look at it, like,
hey, Helder, this for you since you want Superman. If you want Superman, there you go. So, this is my thing. We know for a fact now. We know for a fact he's gonna be in the black suit.
The entire movie.
In the black suit. I have a theory. Because right after they beat Steppenwolf, after they beat him, I'm thinking, I'll say it in a minute. They beat Steppenwolf, but that's not the end. I think he got more.
Yeah.
I think he got more because how it's going to be. I know that he got more. And it makes a lot more sense for him to stay in the black suit now.
Yep.
Because you got to remember, now I don't know if he's taking this route for the ones that don't know. And the ones that don't understand comics, Kal-El don't have all his powers yet.
Yeah,
the black suit is what gives him his power because the suit is what
regenerates it. Yeah,
it regenerates his body, and that's what the black suit was for because he didn't have all his powers yet. That's why in the comics or whatever. That's why he had a gun and all that other stuff. If people read the book, you know what I mean. I'm kind of glad he didn't do the mullet because everybody wanted the mullet. I'm glad he didn't do the mullet. I'm so glad he didn't do the mullet. I'm so happy he did not do the mullet.
I would have liked the beard though. I would have liked the beard.
We could have did the beard. The beard would have been cool. The mullet, no, I'm good on the mullet. No. I'm good on the mullet. But that looks fantastic. That looks good. And that fight scene is going to be so much different.
Yeah. Let's see. And Zach actually did say, he's actually going for the comic book route with the black suit where it regenerates his powers for Justice League Part 1 and Part 2.
Okay, there we
go. So for the people who are saying they want the classic suit, you'll get it, but it's in Part 3.
Yeah, there we go. And now we're gonna let Steve and Helder do this. What do y'all see from here? What is it? When y'all first saw that, what was your take on this? What were you thinking?
Batman's a rude boy, guys. Still, you don't mess with bats, You don't mess with Batman. Look how rude is. No, it's a beast boy. That's what Batman is here.
My thing, Helter. What about you? What is your thought on when you saw that?
Well, it's Batman blocking paradigm shots because he's Batman.
I don't think it's just that. I don't think it's just that actually. because if you actually see in the picture in the posters for the where it shows Batman's full suit, like I actually zoomed in on this whole thing, and it actually looks like for the gauntlets, there's actually like some type of metal there. So maybe that's the metal blocking the parademon shot.
That's a good theory too, because a lot of people saying, well, his gauntlet is actually bland. That okay, so did he prepare something in the back cave, or did he get something out that tunnel to put on his gauntlets to put on his gauntlets so he can block those shots? I think that's absolutely tight.
Yeah,
and then right here, now this is the one that we're gonna discuss for a little while. We're gonna get done with it because this is gonna be the last one. Which scene do y'all think this is? Wow.
I think it's the first ending, really. Now, for those of you who don't get what I'm saying, the first ending, I think this is the Justice League failing to defeat Steppenwolf, and the Flash trying to catch up, and he realizes that he is in the Speed Force probably for the first time. I think this is actually his first time being in the Speed Force, because if you go forward, you can actually see him like pause for a moment and look and wonder at what he's looking at, and it's like, I think this is like him looking at seeing the Speed Force for the first time.
That's a good possibility. What about you, Chris? What is your theory and outlook on that?
Man, I would love for this to be the ending of the third episode, and they just lost. I would love it, because I'd be like, it's gonna go off in the fourth episode, like, and I'm here for it. I'd be so ready if they lost. If Jeffrey's theory is right, and like this is literally like a first ending, like they lose kind of Infinity War style. Yeah, I mean, I'm ready for that. And what sucks is that everybody's gonna say they copied Infinity War and Endgame, but it was shot before that. Like, I don't understand how they can copy it. He can't. He shot this ahead of time. And I would be so down if that was it. I'd be ready for that.
Yeah.
Isn't that the weirdest thing? What we saw is the remake of the original version.
Yeah.
And now we get to see the original version 3 years after.
3 years after, yeah.
Yep.
It's such a mind-boggling thing.
Yeah.
And Jeff, you right. You right. I'm thinking it's that too. Because everybody like, well, where's he at? I'm like, we know he in the Speed Force. I'm like, duh. Everybody, we know he in there. I was thinking, my theory was this too, and your point is very high. It's better than mine. I was thinking that maybe he's showing up at the battle of Doomsday, going back in time or traveling through time with the battle with Doomsday. Because remember in BVS when Doomsday blew up.
Yeah.
Remember when he blew up and Bruce went under the pillar and Wonder Woman in suits was like this while he blew up, and it blew up that whole sector of the city. Maybe Flash is coming up, seeing what's going on, and he goes there to see what's going on, and that's what happens. So that's my theory on that.
That would be sick.
That would be my theory on that. That could give reason as to how he gets the blue suit back.
Yeah, honestly, it could.
Because Zach did shoot the scene where he rips the suit off. Like he
does
the
at the
traditional
very end.
Superman.
Yeah.
He's never done that shot in MOS and BVS. Because that's not the journey. The journey's not over. This is the final journey where Clark becomes the traditional Superman.
Yeah.
Right.
Not yet.
So,
not yet.
Right? Exactly. Not yet. But we know that's where the journey leads to. This whole journey is to see Clark, is to see Superman we all know.
Yeah.
That we all grew up with. So, and Zach did shoot the shirt rip scene, the most iconic part of Superman.
Oh yeah.
Superman without the shirt rip, right?
Yeah.
So, and if that's the case, because the suit is damaged. There are holes in it.
Yeah,
How can you fight? How do you fight with holes in your suit?
that's
So
true.
where are you gonna get this other suit? And there's only one uh Superman blue suit from the ship. Well, what's happened? Well,
Yeah,
what you
The
say,
only thing
Prime
I
is
can
right.
think of is time, Flash reverse time. He
Yeah.
did something.
yeah.
He did something. He had to do something. And I won't be surprised. I'm gonna leave that be. Because that's gonna be that's gonna put it, that's really gonna make us conversate on it. We gotta close this out. But here we're gonna go to the last stuff. Of course, we already know about this scene. And this is what I'm talking about right
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
right here.
I'm ready for
This
it.
scene right here means a lot to me. Because
Yeah.
the simple fact is that which a lot of people need to understand with this scene. Hold on, we're gonna go back.
Yeah, Prime.
Yeah, we're gonna close this out after we see this, break it down. Right there. Y'all see how happy Lois is. We can't see Ma Kent, but that's the way it should have been.
Yeah.
Right there. That scene means a lot to me because for the simple fact is that he's officially back. And I think this way he fully regains his memory. I think once Ma Kent comes, that's when everything comes into the picture. Everything comes into full perspective.
Yep.
There was a theory for this scene. I think somebody wrote it down like back in 2016, 2017. Actually, it was 2017 when the trailer for this came out. I remember this moment in the trailer, in the third trailer, where he's like, "I'll take that as a yes." What we didn't get in the movie, man, I remember crying. I was like, I am so ready for that. Like, I'm gonna lose my crap when I see that. Like, it's gonna wreck me seriously. And then it sucked in the movie. But somebody said that they think that scene, and I'm sure this isn't it, but it was a cool idea. They said that Clark is still kind of not really in all there, and that he's still kind of like freaking out, and like some of his laser vision's going off, and like the neighbors around the area are kind of freaking out, and that when Ma Kent shows up, she tells him like, hey, listen to my voice, pretend it's an island out in the open. Can you hear it?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, if that would have happened, I would have melted. Like, I would have died instantly. Like, why would you do that to me? That's the saddest thing ever. The most emotional thing ever.
Fact, what that does, see, that if it happens like that, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
What that's gonna happen is that what that's gonna take you back to Man of Steel when he was a kid.
Yeah.
In the closet, remember? And he couldn't control his powers.
Yeah.
Calm him down by the sound of her voice.
I'm telling you.
Man, that's
that's a good idea. It really is.
Yes.
Yep. There's actually a reason why, because Zach actually said that for that Justice League Justice League versus Superman scene, the military was going to be involved. That means that scene in particular was going to be a lot more crazier than you think, because you saw that scene where there was a tank coming for that cop, and then Cyborg saved him. So that scene was going to be a lot more crazier than we got.
I can't wait. And then we're just gonna.
I think that Lois follow that when Lois sees Clark in the sky, she follows him from Metropolis to Smallville, and then she helps him to recover his memory.
That's a very, very big one right there. Yeah. Because if he goes straight to the Kent farm, she might follow him. Yeah. That's a very, that's good, Helder. That's a very, very good one right there. Exactly. Yeah. So we're gonna get here. We already know this Cyborg. I think this is a dream sequence, and he's realizing what it is that he can do.
Yeah, because he's in full human form right now. Like, he's in fully human form, human clothes. I think this is him in his own little mind escape where Zach kind of said that where Zach said that he wanted the Fortress of Solitude to kind of be like a mental escape.
Yep.
I think this is Victor in his own Fortress of Solitude in his way in his own mindscape, trying to understand what's going on and really in his own mind. I think this is pretty much. I think to pretty much sell it. I think this is Victor in his own Fortress of Solitude, aka his own mindscape.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go ahead and trick on that. So, and then the last part that we'll talk about, we ain't got to go down to the league and all the other stuff with the conversation with Bruce. We already know the significance with that. Right here is the main thing. Him in the Speed Force. Now, is he traveling in time? We don't know.
Because it is something quantumatic that he's doing at this point in time.
It looks like the
Zach
ground
said
is
FanDome.
forming under him.
You said
Yeah.
what?
Looks like the
Zach said
ground is
FanDome.
forming under him.
Yeah. So we don't know if he's traveling through time and the actual land is actually forming underneath him as he's traveling. Because
Well,
he's going so fast, things has to form underneath it. I want to hear y'all theories on that as well. I want to hear everybody's.
I don't think so, actually, because look at the background. I think this is him traveling to possibly to another universe, because this is actually a pretty cool detail that not a lot of people pay attention to. Look at the back. Look at the back. Like as he's stepping, the ground is like forming some kind of lava like formation. Now, and really with that, I don't think time travel would have that kind of form where there would be like fire. So I think what's happening here, he is traveling in between like the dimension side, and because I do know this, that Zach said back in 2016 that in Justice League he wanted to really explore the DCEU to its fullest, and ever since Zack Snyder's Justice League has been announced, they've been pushing this multiverse thing. So I think what we're going to see here is maybe Grant Flash pop in this quantum state of sorts.
That's a good theory. That's a very, very, very good one.
Yeah.
What about you, Steve or Chris? Or hell, whoever, which one?
Elder, what do you think?
Well, I think he's traveling time back to the Batcave to warn Bruce, but his first attempt where he goes too soon.
You know what? That's a good one.
That doesn't make sense though, because in that scene, Ezra had facial hair like a full-grown beard, so
Yeah.
and
his
had
suit was
like
also
some
different.
sort of full-on helmet.
All we know.
Could be a different message he's giving, right? So,
Yeah, exactly. It could be a different time and travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned like Bruce has already witnessed Flash come to see him, so he knows this already. He knows the threat that's coming. That's why he's forming the League, right?
Yeah.
He's forming
Right.
Justice League because he knows the future. And what I think, like this, Zach says at FanDome, Flash is a quantum character, as Jeffrey said. And this, it could be the Speed Force, could be traveling in time. This is Zach's interpretation of traveling through time, because when you're going so fast, and if you look at films like Interstellar, how they play with the fourth dimension and with time and such. And even if you go to Back to the Future, this is the DeLorean. You see the same blue lightning, and even in the back, it leaves flames, and because it's going so fast.
Yeah.
And when you're moving so fast, like you're not running, maybe you're floating, and that's how like Flash's awkward movements. He's floating because he's floating through literally time and space. So, and maybe and each step he makes are its impact. And to me, that could be like, say, breadcrumbs of him, like later on. Who knows? Because he's gonna know where to go. And
Yeah.
so to me, it's still in effect the Speed Force and still playing with time. And we know that in his movie, they're gonna play with the multiverse and all that. Well, you gotta attempt it first and be successful at it to do it again,
Yeah,
right?
because someone actually kind of theorized where where with a Vero post actually that where someone asked Zach basically if the Flash if Ezra Miller in the movie has actually been theorizing on dimensional travel with the Speed Force, and Zach actually liked that post. So, and we do know that Zach doesn't like anything for no reason.
Exactly. That's why I try to tell people you just ain't gonna like something if it ain't legit.
And Flash's suit,
He ain't gonna like
Flash's
something
suit
if it
like
ain't legit.
Bruce. Doesn't
Well,
Bruce tell Flash's suit is like made out of NASA tech? Or
yeah,
NASA?
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. He's doing something. The part that Helder is talking about is going to be later because he ain't get that suit yet.
Yep.
He ain't get it yet.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be getting 2 suits, I believe.
So he ain't get it yet. So, and last but not least, and we about to close this out. There we have our Justice League. That is the Justice League. That's the league.
Yep.
That's the Justice League. I don't care what nobody say. That's the Justice League. That's
Yeah.
So
Yep.
my thing is that Green Lantern, he's somewhere in this movie. We just don't know where he gonna show up and for what. Well, we know he gonna probably be in the God battle. Well, no, that's way back in time.
Yeah.
Worry about the new Green Lantern.
You don't see the hint of green on Aquaman's trident right there?
What?
You don't see that hint of green on Aquaman's trident?
So, and that's going to be the 7th. Because you know a lot of people they're gonna say, well, you know, it could be the Martian Manhunter. Trust, I think Martian Manhunter is going to be later down the line.
Yeah.
I think Martian Manhunter is going to be later down the line along with the Atom. But Green Lantern is going to join the fight. And for the ones that don't know, if y'all asking what Green Lantern is, this how it goes from Jim Lee's storyboard. If y'all in the Snyder, you already know. Kevin Smith already stated it. The first movie, which is this, the League, we get Steppenwolf, everything comes together, we see Darkseid. They know something is out there. They take the battle to Steppenwolf. They go to him so he don't come to Earth. They get their ass whooped because it goes cosmic. This is where the Green Lantern Corps comes into play. Okay? Because they go cosmic. Because I think at the end of this, I think a Green Lantern, which will probably be Hal Jordan, is going to let them know, because you know out there, they know what the deal is that's going on in the cosmos. They know because
I think it's John Stewart.
or whoever, which one, they know what's going on. So for them to get to know a little bit more, this is just a theory. It has to be at the end as a cliffhanger, because the Green Lanterns is going to let them know, how do y'all get to Apocalypse? Where is it at? What do we do? This is where the Green Lantern Corps is going to get into play. And then they're going to go to Apocalypse, get their ass whooped, they destroy Earth, and then we get the last part. So that's how it was supposed to be. So all we know is that how it's going to happen, how it's going to get flushed out, and how we're going to get to that point. And then
we don't know the details.
You say what?
But we don't know the full journey. We know the bullet points, but we don't know the full journey.
Exactly. So another roundtable of the Snyder Roundtable has come to a close. We broke this down, wanted to talk about it, wanted to get everybody involved. Hey, this is what we do. And hey, we are all stoked and ready this to come into fruition. And just by talking about this, we could talk about this for hours. You could talk about this for 4 or 5 hours on so many stuff that's going to go down. There's even more stuff that you probably don't even know. So if y'all want to reach anybody that's on the panel, their Twitter handles is below us in the actual picture from what you're seeing. And for me, I'm your boy Prime from Steve Kassan, Christian Blake, the man Jeff, and my man Helder. Appreciate y'all looking at the video. I was glad for us to actually do this. I was glad I had a good time with these gentlemen. Great discussion. Hey, we can talk about this all day. I love it. I love it. So, hey, we about to get up on out of here. And another chapter is done. Peace.